Okay, it's May 23rd, Facilities Committee meeting. It's 6:04, and present are Tamara Twardowski, Mike Wolf, Scott Potts, Casey Blankviller, Jim Harris, Lauren Small, and, sorry, if you could just state your names.
Amy from GCA and Chuck from GCA.
Okay, thank you. Oh, and Jeff Scott is here also.
There he is.
I didn't have time.
So Casey, you want to start with the roof?
You want to get Harrison out of here right away, because didn't you say he has somewhere to be?
Oh.
Hey, it's 7 o'clock, and I'm the driver, which is across the street, so.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Give him the keys.
Well, we'll
I
get
gotta
the
walk
big,
over there.
the big one out of the way here. You guys have a proposal in front of you about the high school roof. If you look at page 3, I'll just start at page 3 so you understand where we're talking about. I quickly highlighted, they sent me a colored drawing, but I only have a black and white printer, so. Roof areas 1, 2, 3, and 4 are the highlighted areas. To give you vantage points of where you're at, is the gym roof, is roof number 3. Roof number 4 is the auxiliary gym / wrestling room. And then roof 2 is the, I think, 220 to 230 hallway. I think that's the numbers, if I'm not mistaken. The bathrooms are in there. And then that goes out to the front of the school property. So it's approximately 50,000, a little over 50,000 square feet. Not sure if they wrote that on here anywhere. You all know we've had multiple leaks in these areas. This is also part of the areas that has the maintenance warranty for the leaks, so they've been coming up and fixing the leaks as we've had them. Right now, the only leaks we have are in a couple classrooms where it's coming down into the deck and then comes out a weld seam where they weld a metal deck to the barred joist. What you have in front of you is a proposal for $541,690.42. On top of that, there is lightning protection. On that roof, that is the only school we have lightning protection on. It's the only area of the high school that has protection as well. That the new part of I'm going to call it the new part of the high school, is the area that has the lightning protection. The old part, the annex part, does not, just the new part. So we did not include that in this proposal in case you guys don't want to put it back up. I had a lighting company come in on Friday, Pagoda, and certified installers, inspectors, the people who have to certify the install. It's going to be about another $15,000. So I just kept that off as a line item in case you guys don't feel,
Did you
you want to
say
spend
15?
15.
And that does
And
what?
that is removal of the existing system, reuse all the copper wiring, replace, there's little mounting feet that the wire goes through about yay big. They have to replace every one of those in order to bond it properly to the new roof. And they bond that to the new roof, and they follow the same routing of the wire and everything. So that is remove, reinstall, test it, and certify it, which if you have lightning protection on your roof, you have to have it certified when it's installed. Does not have to be inspected, hasn't been inspected in 20 years.
Is there any do we get a discount or anything off insurance because we have it or not have it?
I don't believe so, because we're not protecting the whole roof. I think this is just something that was kind of the hot ticket item in the late 90s. A lot of schools that built around that same time have it. Since then, a lot of school districts don't do it.
And it's the only one that we have that
It's
is.
the only one we have that I am aware of that has protection on the roof. Of all the roofs I've been on, I don't remember seeing lightning protection on any of them. So, but what they're going to do is they're going to remove the gravel that's on there now. They would then prime and adhere a 1-inch insulated foam insulation panel on top. and then apply a TPA roof membrane sealed system. All the seams are to be hot air welded. So we can go with a white, gray, or tan membrane, depending on what our personal preference is. White, of course, will reflect the summertime heat, but therefore reflects the wintertime heat with snow load and so on and so forth. So there is an advantage and a disadvantage of both systems. The gray will reflect some heat during the summer, but will absorb some to help melt some of the snow. Those roofs are very flat. So my only concern is we have a very flat roof. If we have a heavy snow load, we have nothing to help it melt other than the sun. If we have a white roof, it's not going to melt. It will melt a whole lot slower than a dark colored roof. So that doesn't change in color. I mean, it doesn't change in cost, regardless of what color we go with. The install approximately 300 linear feet of walkway paths. That will be all the areas around the air handlers and exhaust fans, the hatchways. We're not going to put the walkways across the roofs. This is just the areas around the units. When we're doing filter changes they're working on, in case somebody does drop a screwdriver or something, it's not going to put a hole in the membrane. It'll help protect that. Nobody ever, at least I never do when I go on a roof, I never follow the pathways that are on the roofs. So it's just a waste of money. But we want to put the pathways around the rooftops. And we have about 25 of them up there, 20 or 25 of them between makeup air units and rooftop units on that area of the roof. There's 4 on the gym alone. There's 1 on the auxiliary gym. 1, 2, 3. I think there's 10 or 12. So I'm probably in the mid-teens, somewhere in that neck of the woods. Is probably how many we have. The access ladders. Currently, there is a homemade aluminum extension ladder half that is leaning up against the building with some metal brackets that were bent by somebody and bolted. They will be removing that to work on that roof. I said, if you're going to remove it, let's put up a real ladder. I mean, it's the point where if you walk up at somebody my size, it's going side to side pretty good. The one going to the auxiliary gym roof is wood. We had to reattach all the stringers on that this past fall when I was up there. And then there's a little set of steps that are wood that are installed wrong. So those are all going to get removed. So it makes sense. They're going to install them and flash them correctly and do everything we need to do correctly on there. Provide new 20-year warranty with preventive maintenance and inspections included at years 2, 5, 10, 15 of the warranty period. So this is through, you'll see Weatherproofing Technologies, which is actually Tremco's installation company. So it's through the KPN contract. It's all pre-bid. It's all preset rates. It's all prevailing rate.
Do we have this system on any other school roof?
I believe Birdsboro is the.
'Cause it's white. Birdsboro is
I
white.
think Birdsboro is white, yes. I think part of Birdsboro is white, if I'm not mistaken. When I was up, yeah. When I was up doing
the gym
exhaust
side.
fans.
Yeah, the gym side.
Yeah,
So it's the same material.
same thing.
How's that? I don't know, how old is that?
89, I think that was done. No, that was done, I have it in my notes back there. I found an
Early,
install
mid
sheet.
2000s?
Yeah.
Do we have problems with it? Is it holding
Nope. No, and I mean, all your schools, all your commercial buildings, everybody's going to a TPA or TPO roof. It's pretty much the same thing.
When's the next section gonna have to be done?
That one's not leaking right now. That warranty on that section, so if you look, that would be section roof 5 and roof 6 and roof 7.
They're the ones that will need done next, you're saying?
Those would be the next ones. They are not currently leaking at all right now. We've had, the calf is at one spot. We've just been finding little holes here, little holes there, but that's under the warranty thing. It's in the center of the cafeterias where it drips every time. But so, 5, 6, and 7 will definitely be ones that are gonna be coming up in the next couple of years, because our maintenance warranty expires with them June of 2017. June, July, August, it's somewhere in that, I forget exactly the date, but it's next summer.
How many square foot of total roof do you think we have at the high school?
At the high school,
Approximately. Like, I mean, is this like, it's probably what, a sixth of the roof?
well, the high school's 300, almost 280,000 square feet.
So, yeah, it's
So,
probably a fifth or sixth, yeah, no,
And this is a large portion of it. The other, from roof, everything marked with a NOLM, all them, they're all the black Carlisle or Firestone. I'm not sure what roof system is on it.
Okay.
But that was all done, I think, with the performance contract when they did in 09, 07, 08, when they did that.
I guess
work.
I'm just trying to figure out how much more we're gonna,
Well,
of the.
The metal roof, at the front canopy, and on the library metal roof is the one section in front of roof number 6. That is the one I had talked about before. That's the one that has the rusting in it.
Right.
I think that was $75,000 to coat it. That's a pressure wash, wire wheel, the rust areas to get them better, and then that's the coat it. The reason they don't want to coat this current roof is simply because of having the ballast on it. It'll take them so much work to clean it. They could possibly have ruined some areas of the roof trying to get it clean so the polymers will hold. So the cheapest route for us as the customer is to go with the insulation. There is a cheaper way to go. They said they could try to screw some of the insulation down instead of trying to primer and glue it. The problem is when the contractors ran all of the electrical and all of the Cat 5 cables and phone lines, where the corrugated roof deck is hollow on top of the roof deck, and they went through those spots. All right, so they can't guarantee
They won't
not
hit a
putting a
wire.
screw through something. So unfortunately, we have to glue it. Because I said, I have no problem you screwing it fast. They said, it'll be a whole lot quicker. I said, but can you guarantee you're not going to hit something? I said, and I talked to a couple friends of mine, they're electrical contractors, and they've come in and have spent weeks with guys trying to find one screw, because you can't see it.
Right.
That went through a cable somewhere. So, we were in every ceiling, and we're looking, trying to find out even areas that we could possibly screw it fast and not glue it. And we could probably do the gym, but they said it's not that much of a savings at that point. Because there are a couple condos, so they measure everything out, lay that all up on the roof. They said it'll be a wash for gluing it. So, there it is. So you're looking, it's about $11 a square foot.
We have to put this out for bid though, don't we, given the amount?
No.
It's
No?
pretty good through AEPA.
It's like a state bid.
Yeah, it's kind of like CoStar's. KPN is through the CSIU.
Keystone Purchasing Network.
Yeah.
So they're like a pre-approved vendor essentially?
Yep. Case in point, Wilson School District did their entire turf project, $6.3 million through KPN. Because
Yeah, you
Field Turf
could-
was the vendor of choice, and that's the turf they were in. They were already pre-approved through KPN.
You could, is this the only, are these the only people that are approved through the KPN? Because I guess you could get another proposal, but,
I'd have to go to KPN and find out who else is authorized for that roof. I know what KPN does is they kind of pick one person. Like Field Turf is the turf company that they rep. It's not Train. I think Carrier is their HVAC kind of equipment.
so they don't have like
People.
2 or 3, they just have.
No.
It's about $3 million to do the whole thing.
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out, like, what's the, like, yeah,
They actually, I know KPN really well. They actually may have additional companies.
And they may, I just
Yeah.
have to look into it. You know, to get everybody,
yeah. I mean, it wouldn't hurt just to see, to go out to bid, it has a cost to it too, because you gotta put together all the legal stuff, so. But if there's multiple KPN vendors, I wouldn't mind seeing.
Okay.
But now, I mean, are you looking for, you're not looking for us to approve this right now, this is something that needs done this next year, right?
this has to be done before winter.
Okay,
So, we don't have a lot of time to drag our feet on
A
this one.
winter or this winter?
This winter.
okay.
That gym roof was leaking like a sieve once we got snow. Once we had snow up there, it was just, I mean, they had to postpone, they had to move a basketball game to Exeter this year.
And you don't
because
want it
of
to ruin the floor when somebody's not there to catch it.
And that's the other thing
Yeah,
is,
we're having them refinished.
So,
Yeah.
question,
uh
takes about a month to do the work?
they're looking probably 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, so 6, 8 weeks to do the actual work. We have to approve it, then do they have some sort of list? Well, I'm sure a lot of schools or organizations are gonna be wanting to get work done before the winter.
What's
So
their lead time?
we need to go out as far as possible. I mean, it's into May now, so we might as well say June, July, August, September, October. That leaves really 4 months.
Right.
But it snows, it starts getting cold October, so you figure Halloween, Thanksgiving at the latest. So, and who knows what's on their list to do.
Sensitive Roofing is the contractor that they will be using. And through the conversations we've been having, they were looking at trying to get it done before the start of school. They were going to try to squeeze it in before the start of school. They would definitely want to get all the stone and all the prep work done before school starts. So they'd want to get all the stone off the roof and make all that noise. They can work while school's in session, but it's not the end of the
We
world.
don't vacuum that roof during school.
Correct.
Well, Lauren, is this like in the cap, I mean, we have money in the capital
Well,
budget, or?
I want to put together everything that Casey's got in the hopper for this summer and see where we're
Yeah.
at.
'Cause
Right.
There were some big numbers on that list,
Yeah.
and what are we gonna check?
Correct.
Well, the whole security system thing and with the cameras and all
Yeah.
that, I mean,
We got to prioritize and say,
Right, and that's why I told them I had to have this price tonight. I mean, they were here, the last walkthrough was Tuesday or Wednesday. So the lighting guys came down Friday, got me a number today. You know, because there again, it's, you got the bid, we're now gonna be 4 months.
we can contact Jeff tomorrow at KPN. My guess is any of their vendors are going to be very similar because they bid square footage.
Right,
Yeah,
So, but we can certainly get the options and then bring together everything and prioritize
well, you have to
it.
remember, we don't meet in July, so the
No,
problem
but
is,
We want to get it on the cow for June.
right, but this is kind of the last meeting before that, I mean, we'll have the
We need
facilities
to get
meeting.
the information.
right.
We got, we're what, a week early for this meeting because of Memorial Day, so what do we have, 3 weeks between now and the cow? Is that right, or is it just 2?
yeah, but our next facility meeting is,
I know.
That'll be before the cow.
Well, we
cap
have a budget,
before the
we have a
cap.
budget workshop on the 6th too. So
Right.
you could slip this in that
So we,
discussion.
I think we've got 3 weeks before the cow, do we not?
I think, yeah, because
Is
you have
this-
Memorial
is-
Day and then 2 weeks, yeah.
So would you have enough time to incorporate this and whatever else that Casey has on his list? for the
I'll sit down with
6th?
him tomorrow and say.
I'm not here
okay,
tomorrow, unfortunately.
Yeah, you have 3 weeks. Well, Memorial Day is one.
Sorry.
Because I don't have
I
an
can
issue.
do it tomorrow, I can do it Wednesday with you, I just
I don't
can't
know that
help
we
you
would
here
have an
tomorrow.
issue recommending it. We do have the facilities before the Cal next month. And I don't even necessarily have an issue with doing it at a not to exceed. If you asked, if there are a couple other contractors and you asked them for pricing and you didn't necessarily have it back yet, if you know that's your maximum. I mean, I don't know how everybody else feels, I don't know how the attorneys feel about that, but I don't have an issue doing to the vendor not to exceed, but that's, so we'll look at.
Isn't that the advantage of having the preferred vendor.
Yeah, sometimes you can get a little bit of wiggle room, like there might be a couple thousand, I mean, it's not gonna be major. Like when we've gone out for vehicles, for
Well, they
example.
know they're only doing 1/5 of the roof.
Right, but I mean, like when we go out for vehicles under CoStar, you might get $800 cheaper from this one, but they're all gonna be pretty much,
Yeah.
so, I don't know, $1,000 on
Casey, when's that next,
541,000
enter
is a
that
big
next
deal.
phase? Do you have a projection, like,
I'm hoping to squeeze that next phase in 2 summers.
so we might want to mention that.
Because our warranty expires 17, and they would have no problem extending our warranty for a couple bucks. If we wanted to go that route to buy us some time as well, we could definitely, maybe buy another five-year warranty for $10,000 or $15,000 or whatever it may be, to buy us that time. Until things make a little more financial sense. And that was one thing that he even recommended, and, I mean, the Auxera, the wrestling room does not leak currently. The only reason I had them included is because we're gonna be on the gym roof, and the access to the wrestling roof is from the gym roof. So while we're mobilized up there, it just made sense, but that has not leaked yet. But there again, it's not a huge room either, it's probably 40 by 50, 40 by 60.
When they're up there, can they add ventilation to that room? Because I've been in it. And it needs.
The wrestling coach, Mr. Oswald, wants it warm.
Yeah, but there's a difference between warm and warm.
I understand, but he is the one that has requested it to stay nice and toasty. That's why the doors stay closed.
Fresh
does
air,
get
fresh air would be welcome.
I'm sure.
Well,
I'm just saying, we need.
they can on Tuesday and after practice.
Emanation.
Yeah, it's
You put a vent in there, just keep it closed.
closed, yeah, I need to
Right.
crack up something.
Yeah, I got to talk to him too, because the season's over, so I can turn some things down when he's not
Good
having
place for a
practice.
stick up, trust me.
Yeah, it's warm in there. There's no
Yeah.
doubt. There's
Yeah,
no doubt.
wrestling's over. Time to let some.
So I just wanted to, we will talk to KPN some more and see what other options we have. It's not a problem.
Do you wanna jump in with
Yep. And then,
the Eagle, just so that if he has to leave, they have to leave, he can?
well, Mr. Potts, you want to give the speech for your son?
No, you can, I'm a bystander.
All right. Harrison Potts, everybody. Yep. Scott came to me a couple weeks ago, and Harrison, for his Eagle Scout project. He built some benches and installed them over at the middle school last weekend.
Yeah.
Last weekend. So he can kind of give you a little tutorial of what he did. Hold this one for you.
Basically, we took 2x4 and 2x6, cut them down, we made the ends first, then we attached these individual pieces for the back and the front. Then after that, we dug out 6 inches of sod, put in some weed block, and then we, the next weekend, we put in some additional stone after the stone we put in for the first weekend. And then after that, we put in some rebar, just to make sure they didn't move and no one took them or anything.
What materials it made out of?
It's pressure treated 2x4, 2x6.
How many did you make?
We made 5 of those.
Okay, and they're around the walking trail, I guess?
Yeah. Let's see, which one is it? Yeah, that one was changed, I believe.
That one was moved.
That one changed to right there, and then
Yeah.
let's see, there was another. I think this one changed. Or that one changed. There.
If you're, this is when you come in the driveway.
Okay.
So here's the first baseball field, and then the pavilion is here, and the pavilion is there. So Harrison was going to put it up there. I said, how about we put it down by the pavilion? It's right by the trees, so hopefully it's not directly under the tree, but hopefully it'll be some shadow for them. They did a great job. They dug everything out really nice. Everything was cleaned up when they were done. I mean, you wouldn't even know that it was a new job. There was not a piece of debris left. So I have to give him credit and his volunteers for that. So But they did it last Saturday. They were down and, I said, hey, throw it there, throw it there, throw it there, and away they went.
Nice.
Well, thank you.
Just want to let everybody know.
We'd appreciate that. That's great. And I guess then, does that complete his project? Does he need something from us?
I
Just
would
sign
like
off?
some signatures just so I have some just backup evidence that I actually
Did it? Okay.
And if you remember last year, Willie Beam did a project, he cleaned the nature trail.
Right.
But he never wanted to come in for any kind of anything, so
Okay.
and he cleaned it up. I signed his paperwork, and
Well,
I
because
believe he
usually
got
that
his.
won't bring them into the full board at a meeting, too, once they get their
Once they get it
their
all
badge or
completed.
whatever, right? Well,
Do they ever issue a certificate to?
For
Mr.
Willie,
Beam?
I know the school never did. The school has not, so.
So I have two things. One thing, if you could just write your name in
Do you want to
print.
sign it, Tamara?
As long as you just tell me it's okay. I mean,
It's okay, did a great job. Did a great job. They look really nice, too. I'm not saying that because his dad's sitting here on the board. He actually
Just want to pass
did.
name in print and sign it with the date.
Okay, here
Just,
or
just
here?
right in there.
Okay.
Sure. And then if you could all just write your name down, because I have to put man hours for each, like, part of the process, and then I have to add up the hours for that. So if you could just put your name so I can.
They're all outside contractors,
here.
Harrison, so they'll
Oh,
down
Just
this way.
here? Okay. Oh, yeah. There's that. Sure.
You just see me there this afternoon looking for my son.
What's that?
I had to page my son this afternoon looking for him.
Uh-oh.
No, it wasn't bad. He said he was ready to go, and it wasn't ready to go. And my daughter thinks it's interesting how kids hold hands at the high school. She's in 4th grade. She said, wow, are you married? No, they're not.
Hey, I'm just glad they only
Right here?
hold hands because
Yeah, just write this.
Underneath?
I'm surprised she's not asking other questions.
Mothers are for. Yeah, she's like, she always walks in and she's like, so she met Preston and she's like, hi. She was in the office. She was like, wow, 5 more years, huh? And she walks around. All the girls are changing in the bathroom. She's like putting on like half shirts or something. I don't know.
Oh,
And she was like, okay.
They must be the walkers.
The problem.
It's hot
yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
thank you for doing that.
Yes.
Yep, thank you. They look really nice over there. It's a nice addition for our grounds over there.
Did we take pictures or anything for Facebook or the site? Or
I can, that's
Yeah,
not a
take some
problem.
pictures,
Okay.
yeah.
They live over off on the west.
Nancy over in
Oh, camera.
When you charge the battery.
Probably won't work. Dropped it in the water.
The next 3 items are kind of all a little bit together. As we discussed last facility meeting, I said I would come back with a total proposal for key card access, rekey in the high school, and the high school door replacement. So I'll hand these out for everybody to just take one. Couple this way. I'm not sure how many I have there. If you look at the proposal, there's 70 each storeroom lock sets. Those are the closets in the annex classrooms and custodial closets in the hallways and various other rooms that only need access from the hallway as an entry. So therefore, that lock set is
Thank you.
keyed. It is locked all the time. You need a key to unlock it, and there is no lock cylinder on the inside. So that's what they call storeroom function. 140 classroom security locks. Believe it or not, there are that many doors in the annex and in the high school that have either defective handles or the round knobs that have the Yale key in it that cannot be repinned or changed. You have to replace the lock set. Those are classroom security locks, therefore they are key cylinder inside and out. So if there is an intruder drill or an intruder, they can lock their door from the inside with a key. 770 cores. Yes, there are 770 individual cores in that high school that would need to be changed to make it a single keyed high school, to put it on a master key.
This is completely separate from the,
The card access.
Card access.
Yes, yep.
this is just,
This is inside.
just
this
to
is-
get the locks
Just to
squared away.
just to get the lock squared away in the high school,
And this is just the high school.
just the high school. All the other buildings
I
are,
know, you're in the wrong business again.
I really missed out.
there are 63 dummy cylinders, and those are exactly that. They're just a cylinder blank that just screws into where the cylinder is, where we currently have a lock that we do not need. What they did was the stair tower doors, this is mainly the stair tower doors, they have locking cylinders on the stair towers. So if you're at the cafeteria and you go out the exit door at the stairwell going out towards the gym, okay? If you would turn around at those set of double doors, there's a cylinder in those doors. So if there was, in theory, if there was an event in the second floor only, you could lock that bottom set of doors so people couldn't get into the first floor hallway. The staff told me they have never locked those doors. So why spend $35, $40 for a replacement core when I can spend, $8 or $9 for a cylinder? Just to unscrew the old cylinder, screw one in, and it's done. And believe it or not, if anybody would like to see, we actually, my lock guy, walked the building and counted every door, every lock.
Go with a nice curtain, maybe. Get rid of the
Get rid of the doors, get the air curtains, the clear air curtains. So, material cost is $61,500. The security, just to give you an idea, right now, those 140 each classroom security locks, when I buy them 6 at a time, I'm paying $295 a piece. I believe they're pricing me at like $210, $220, because I'm buying 140 of them. The storeroom locks are about $225. I think he's giving it to me for about $185, $195. There's definitely a pricing advantage buying this such large quantities. Add to install, and this is to only install the lock sets. Our staff will change the cores, but depending on staffing, I didn't know if we'd have a qualified person to do them, so that's why the install is an adder, to install the lock sets. Because what has to happen is the old Yale, I think, is a 1 3/4 hole. The new ones are 2 3/8, 2 1/4. So they actually have to put a jig around the door and then re-drill the door out. So you just need somebody that knows what they're doing to make sure they don't mess anything up. So like I said, he did the walkthrough with me on.
Did he tell you how to get to that number for the install?
He actually walked in and he has the door count. So he says, okay, I have 140 classroom doors and I have 70 storeroom locks. They're all wood doors. So I have 210, and he said, it'll take me X amount of time to do it. Their installer. So and that's why I had it as an adder. If Phil Trasser is still here, our current lock guy, he's done them all before. So we could do it in-house and save that money. I kind of threw it out there just so everybody knows if we were to send it out to out to somebody.
How much is the boring jig?
What's that?
How much is the boring jig?
2 pieces of plywood and a
That's what they
C-clamp.
use?
That's what they're gonna use. Yeah, they're just
I
gonna,
thought they had an extra. 'Cause
no,
they make it.
they're just gonna take a piece of plywood,
Yeah.
C-clamp it fast, and, 2 pieces of plywood.
Use it as a pilot.
Yeah. set the hole saw in there and drill them out. Good thing is, our doors are in great shape, believe it or not. They're 50-year-old doors, and they're actually in very, very good shape in the annex. That's when they built doors to last. So we're not looking at replacing doors. And there's a bunch in here that are the old thumb latch with the dead bolt cylinder above it. So that's included here in the cores, and then the classroom security. What he did, he said, listen, we'll throw one classroom security lock in for 4 of those, because that's about the cost comparison. It's one of those things that until they take that lock apart, they're not sure what they actually truly need. But he said, I know it's going to cost me between $40 and $60 for that part. I just don't know what that part's going to be until we take it apart. So for pricing wise, those 26 of them or whatever it was, we just converted that into 4 or 5 classroom security locks. Because he didn't have part numbers, because we don't know exactly what part it's going to be until it's taken apart, because there's a hodgepodge of everything. So that's the re-can of the high school. This will get them into our new core max that we went to the perimeter of the schools. The high school already has its own master key, because we had to key Preston's office, and I think we keyed another room somewhere. So that's already in our system, so it's just a matter now of, you guys saying this is what we need to do. They will come in and they will do a full walkthrough audit. We will number all the doors, assign, with Preston, Aaron, and Megan, sit down with them and saying, okay, how are you going to use your classrooms? Do we want to key all the science rooms the same? Do we want to key all the math rooms the same? So if they have a sub, it's one key they can hand out to the sub, so that's that. So I don't know if you want
And
to.
that's the 4th one on here, right? Because we
Yeah.
saw the door,
Yeah.
we need some doors replaced altogether, right?
Well, the door replacement was the one we discussed last month's meeting.
Right.
I just did a quick tally.
And I don't remember what that cost was off the top.
High school, the top of the stairwell, there's a door that is bent. To replace that set of double doors is $5,255. There are 4 custodial closets in the high school that the doors have, there are total doors, and they have all internal mechanisms that are broken. There's 4 of those. Total cost for those is $7,190. And as per the insurance adjuster, the insurance inspector, that was one thing he noted. He definitely wants those to start to be locked when they're not being used, because we can't lock them currently. So the students would have access to them, so on and so forth. Classroom A3, there's a set of double doors there. Cost to replace those is $7,060. A4 is identical, $7,060. The Amity dock door is starting to, for lack of a better term, just get worn out. It's 12 years old, gets used very hard. That's a double door. That is $5,460. And then there's 2 sets of middle school gym doors that are wood with the porthole glass in them. We would put a metal door in there, painted metal door with the smaller glass. There's 2 sets of those. The mortise lock set that slides into the door has busted out, and the door is all busted apart. That's $11,555 for all 4 doors, for a grand total of $43,580. Am I right there, Lauren? I think that's, yep, okay. Sweet. So, if we go with the card access, the Amity dock door will have to be replaced regardless. So that's the only door that has to be replaced for the card access. And that door needs to be replaced anyway. It's kind of
Because
like
it's an exterior.
yeah, it's kind of like the Birdsboro, the dock doors that we did the other year that were just starting to fall apart just from wear and tear from the custodians coming in and out, and staff and deliveries, and that set of doors would probably use the hardest. So
If we replace that, now, but we don't go to card access right now, can it, you won't have to re-replace it
Nope.
later?
No. We would just make it ready.
Right.
Hardware wise, we would make it prepared for card access at that time.
Okay.
The hardware would have to be changed, I should say, the door does not have to, I'm sorry, the door does not have to be replaced. The hardware on that door has to be changed out for card access, which is included in the proposal. We would just have to kind of do some work on the doors to make them more reliable.
Okay.
And you'll have the proposal for the card access from last facilities meeting. And there again, I believe Birdsboro is not included in this. I mean, there would be a deduct if you did not want to do Birdsboro as part of it. So that was $158,890 was the total cost of that
For all the buildings,
for all the buildings,
including this one?
including this one. And then there's a deduct of $32.30 to remove the Amity Elementary patio doors, we called it, the one that goes out to Dane's nature area. And then there'd be a deduct of $16,415 if we do not do Birdsboro.
What if you didn't do this, did you get a deduct for this building? By any
No,
chance?
because we'd have to do, well,
I'm saying, if we would move administrative offices out of here, we wouldn't necessarily need to do card key access, right?
correct, and there's only, I think this is only four doors here. Yeah, 4 doors, and I'll ask them, It won't be substantial, it'll be minimal cost, because it's already, the card swipes are already at these 2 doors, it would just be a matter of adding the 2 doors on the side.
I would say, because there is card access here now.
There's card swipes at 1 and 7, and we were gonna add card swipes at 2 and 8. 8's the dock door. And then 2 would be the door by little Lauren's office at that front corner.
And what's the ballpark on this, the security system upgrade?
The cameras?
The cameras, the software side, you're looking at, I think it was 26,000, 25,000 for the middle school, and it was, I believe, 18 or 19 for Amity Elementary. To upgrade the front end software, and then there would be, of course, there are no cameras at Monocacy, there are no cameras at Birdsboro, there are no cameras here.
So there's cameras now at AEC
Correct,
and the middle school?
yes.
But not enough, right? Didn't we
I
talk
mean-
about there being
Very minimal.
dummy cameras too?
That's at the high
At-
school.
High school.
That's at the high school.
There's no motion detectors also at the high school, are there?
No.
Because there's a lot of stuff hanging on the ceiling, and I've always, it's a no-no, it's motion sensors.
Yeah.
But they had the whole hallway.
And that's the thing, we'll have to, if we go, I mean, all the cameras you want to go to are going to be motion
You're gonna have to
activated.
cut that out. yeah.
That practice would have to stop,
Yeah.
because we'll be just swallowing up a ton of memory on the
But that,
on the network.
you had priced out having it all in one system, right?
The software side of it,
Yeah, like
yes.
central location, one,
Yep,
right?
which is what we did at the high school, which, I mean, Aaron can speak for it, I can speak for it, it works very well. We're just gonna have to start replacing cameras slowly, so my intent was this summer was to, start to replace camera here, camera there, try a couple of the different styles out and see how they work. Now that we have the storage for the film, we can actually see which cameras are work the best for our needs. And that I can do through just, through my accounts of, buying supplies. So, they're not little ticket items. but,
No,
you know.
I just did some quick math. The roof, the door keys, and the high school doors and cores and the key cards, 800 and 5,000. That's not including cameras or softwares or any of that. So.
All right, so let's hit $1 million, the bathroom at the high school.
You're gonna hit,
I know, we're gonna hit $1 million.
oh, yeah.
So, the bathroom, we need to get that bathroom.
Yep.
Which one?
The one that everyone talks about, that's closed off, that we closed it off.
There's
there's
more
two.
than one.
There's two?
Yeah.
They tore,
There's a female bathroom that was closed because of
The female one is what I'm talking about.
Vandalism.
vandalism.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, vandalism. Because the dividers were destroyed,
The
so.
one on the annex side.
there-
That's
yeah.
F-wing.
That's the F-wing
Right.
boys bathroom was closed because that's the one that had the student issue in, and then the.
The words they
yeah,
wrote on the,
Like
words
from like 2013, 2012, or recent?
I mean,
No,
the one
no,
that
we
has the
just
drain-
closed it.
The one that has the
Okay.
drain problem.
that's D
D
wing
wing.
of annex. That girl's bathroom is still open.
Yes,
That girl's
So
bathroom
we
is
have
still
three
open.
bathrooms.
they all need work, but yeah,
Right.
those
Yeah.
are the main three.
Yeah, that is D wing, right?
The D wing, yeah.
Up
So
the
by,
D wing,
by Dree Houses.
Yeah, Dree houses and that. No, that's B
Up from
wing.
Dree House. The one up that hallway by the courtyard.
All right, well,
I
there's
just
three
wanted-
bathrooms.
That's the big,
All
yeah.
right, so the minimum is new lighting, fixtures, and dividers, correct?
And open the wall up and replace plumbing.
But all three need lighting.
Correct.
Dividers.
Yes.
Sinks and
Sinks,
stuff like that.
toilets.
All that.
Yep.
And then one of them needs that, we need to go down and see if the drain has collapsed.
Correct.
To check that out. Because that's what the students hit me with. They hit me with the holes, having to put their foot up on the door, the girls, and then not having mirrors.
But
the doors
don't shut? The locks don't latch.
They did,
The kids
but
break the
then
locks.
locks, they break the
The locks
locks, and
and
then
latches.
there's, I guess you took one type of lock out, replace it with a different type.
Yeah.
So there's that people.
I saw that picture. That's the first I
You
saw
put a
that one.
cheeseburger through the hole, okay,
Yeah.
so.
Can we
the
make
kids
them
put-
pay toilets? Card swipes so we know who was in, so they have evangelized.
That has to be, I mean, there has to be this summer a bathroom upgrade, because we're getting killed with that.
well, I mean, I guess my first question is, what are you gonna replace with what's already there that won't be destroyed a year from now?
I don't know that the destroyed has happened in a year. The dividers have been there since most likely the annex was built.
For 50
So,
years.
They're 50-year
So they're
dividers in a high school bathroom.
They're metal, yes.
They're not the new.
They're not the new
You
recycled
walk in there, reminds
polymers.
me of the good old days.
Yeah.
What good old days were you hanging? What were you talking about?
Back when I was smoking in the boys' room.
And the other part of the annex bathrooms is, at some point in time, they painted the tile numerous times. So,
They had you to do that, didn't you?
Which they did not.
Oh,
they did not.
They peeled.
No, it's,
So like if you just take your finger and you run down it, it just peels the paint right
Yeah.
off of it. So that's what all the scratches in it come from.
Right. So it really needs to be gutted and
correct.
I know
Does your
my.
son know plumbing? They could do a little Boy Scout
And I
project.
was gonna
Yeah,
contact
yeah, get the whole crew, huh?
KPN as well on that, because
Okay, and
they
we
have,
get,
yeah, they have
Maybe there's somebody out there.
multiple,
BCTC.
have avenues for that, so.
it would go
You know
a
what I mean?
long
It's a
way
shame you
coming
can't
back to
utilize
school
that
with
stuff.
the bathrooms.
Especially
Correct.
like
The
if
hallways
they're
are looking
not doing a
better,
house
the walls are
project.
looking better, the stairwells are looking better, but the kids do complain
Yeah.
about.
I hear that quite a bit, and my son could have attested to that, from the dividers to the locks. That sounds horrible.
Well, I remember we were talking about the high school bathrooms 3 or 4 years ago, over in the new section, because the kids were kicking holes in the
Right.
drywall.
Right.
And I think Ken was looking at some kind of wall.
They
Sheet.
did that on one of the upstairs, I forgot what the number is, they did that on the one where they did the FRP, the thin FRP board, and that came out very nice.
Yeah, 'cause that's
I had
washable,
Phil-
paintable.
Yeah, I had Phil paint all the drywall areas above the tile, I think he's done in all the bathrooms now. And he started working on some of the
Stairwells.
stairs, the stairwell doors, and stuff like that, so.
Could we go out and get like BCTC to come here and
That's
make a
what, well, that's what I
project.
just said to Mike. It'd be interesting.
He overheard you. It was
Oh,
like-
oh, I did. It's a shame.
great
We were just talking about that.
I mean, if they're not working on the house project all the time, because obviously there's only certain times they can work on plumbing or whatever, so I wonder if
Well, I
maybe
think I
you
looked
could.
into that years ago with another project to get away cheap. And the problem was, they're only they only have the kids for a certain amount of time.
Couple hours a day, right.
So your transportation over, working, and then get them back before they gotta get on the bus.
Well, we have students in the program. That could-
Yeah, I guess that's one of those legal versus contractual
Yeah, we'll
versus
probably have
volunteer.
people that are complaining that we're using slave labor to serve the
You don't-
kids.
Well, in the summer,
Yeah, we're
we
using
use
the kids.
students for painting, so we'll go volunteer, so.
File a grievance.
Are we gonna have that crew this summer that paints?
Yes.
I know they've
just
used,
signed
they
the
use them to
paperwork
build
for
a
that.
shed at VCD.
So there's projects you want done. I was gonna have them do the
I
office.
just like,
Have a list
we
coming.
were like, why are we paying somebody to build a
Yeah,
shed?
but
Can't
they
we
they
just-
have to get the bathrooms. I mean, they have to be clean, and
Other-
they gotta come back looking
Right.
better than what they are.
But it doesn't hurt to ask, I guess, you
Brick them
know?
off.
Especially as a summer project. They get them.
Well, I don't necessarily know either. I mean, for how big the annex is, that we need 3 sets of bathrooms over there
We will,
eventually.
we will.
Alright.
Even if the boy shows up in a dress, we will.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah. I mean, I remember when I was in the school, there was they used to lock the bathrooms in the band wing periodically, because that's where the kids used to go to smoke, because it was kind of at the other end of the building, and it wasn't manned. So they would lock them, and they'd say, listen, you guys are smoking in the bathrooms, we're locking the doors. And it was kind of like, it's your own fault, because you're doing stuff you shouldn't do. But, yeah, it's a shame that,
We're gonna need bathrooms. Yeah.
well,
I will get people in to look at the dividers and whatnot.
Lighting, walls, paint, the drains.
yeah, unfortunately, like I said, our last meeting before school lets out, or before the summer is in 3 weeks, but I don't know if you can, I mean, the bathrooms need done, I don't know that you need to run that through the facilities committee. I mean, they,
Yeah.
you know,
Jackhammering out the floor.
One of the floor drains you think collapsed?
What's kind of weird is they tell me the piping's collapsed in the wall, but there's a sink right next to it that works. So I don't know if just,
Vent pipe?
I don't know.
See, I don't think they want to fix it. That's like my son telling me there's no gas on the lawnmower this weekend. And I go out there and it's full, and I go to fill it. I'm like, you know what, come out and cut the grass. So I don't think they wanted to fix it years ago.
Correct.
Because everything is working around it.
Correct.
They just, oh yeah, it's collapsed 100 feet underground, don't worry.
Right. I mean, it can't be collapsed in the hallway or the sink that's there won't work.
Right.
The bathrooms won't flush that are there. So I believe it's just what's in the wall may have separated or failed in the wall, and they just,
can we camera that? I mean, can we run a camera?
well, supposedly they had somebody camera it. I just, there again, I'm going off of what
Right.
the current staff says. And I've been finding out a whole lot of what the current staff is saying is not the truth.
Yeah.
But I can only chase those blue
Right.
herrings every day, so many days, so it's,
Right. But, all right. Well, I guess, Lauren, you're gonna have to figure out if we have money.
Right. We'll get together by Wednesday.
Okay.
Second, last thing I have,
Mhm.
the carnival. Are we gonna be good to go with the water, electrical for the carnival?
yep, I met with
Michelle?
Michelle Miller, strong blank there. Her and Scott and I walked it last week. There's outside hydrants that are there that I believe are turned off, that we just have to turn back on. We're gonna move one of the electrical panels. She was gonna talk to the provider first and say, hey, what can you provide us? If we need electric, when you have your generators here,
Right.
can you provide us with a panel? Possibly. And I said, if not, we'll bring one of the ones over from the middle school that we have for the car shows and the outside events over there, and we'll just run that, and we'll just mount that outside for them. So we should be fine. I'm waiting to hear back from Michelle. She was gonna talk to the vendor to find out exactly how much water they need. And then they were talking about possibly trying to do concessions in the school. I said, that's not gonna work because we can't really block the school off. But we can set their concessions up on the sidewalk at the handicap spots and leave the doors open, so if we have to run cords out to them, it won't be a problem. So, it would just be more or less electric and power for the food vendors.
And what's the carnival? The
Laser,
foundation's doing a carnival?
Foundation's
What are
doing
they
a
doing
carnival.
at?
I don't
Just
it's
Brawl
the-
Park.
June,
Okay.
July, yeah.
End of June?
Yeah, end of June, no fireworks this year. We had issues with fire and roof. Oh, no,
Wait, we didn't have
Set the-
fire. We didn't
talked
have
to-
fire.
Set the roof on fire.
for next
The
year.
wrong
we'll
roof.
have Fireworks for next year.
Oh, okay.
But hey, it's a roof, fireworks hit the roof. Demolition's cheap. Yeah, so,
Get a roof replaced as an insurance claim?
yeah. Just saying, look at options. You always say look at options. And there'll be a dunk tank, so if anyone wants to get into the dunk tank.
Mike?
We should be able to like raise a lot of money.
Is that
as
for
a
Rich?
school board members.
Oh, you get loud money.
You'd have to reinforce the screen. You'd have to reinforce the
I was
screen.
gonna say, it's gotta be
all over
like
my
$5 a ball.
Thanks, Jeff.
Budget solved.
I'd make a motion for that. Mr. Martino. Dunk tank.
Birds for real,
Keep
gosh.
the roof.
You have to give them the right
You
balls.
could just have one every
Flaming
weekend at-
tennis balls.
Elementary school.
They will hear you guys wanna save your school, $5 a ball, dunk tank.
That's all I have. I'm gonna try to keep this one
That's it?
really
That's
simple.
everything?
No, it's not everything, that's
So you guys are gonna prioritize with this big list and come back with,
No, they're trying to all
Old for the
priorities.
days when Casey had a list that everything was 22,000.
yeah.
Hey, you guys always used to pick on me about that. Guess what? No more.
Well, just for the
30,000.
record, I think, whatever, if you're planning on moving the district office over to Birdsboro, I don't think you want to go cheap and try to save that 32,000 and not put the card access over there too.
Right.
Oh, it's only
16.
first
Oh,
was
16?
16.
Oh,
for-
sorry.
See, it's
I
saved money
don't
already.
know where I got 32 money.
Well, and, now, would it be more than 16,000 if you did that as a separate project? Like, do you think we got a better, right, I mean, or?
No, I had him price that as if it's its own little world.
But like,
you know.
if we didn't do that now, but we did it 2 years from now?
It would just
it
go
would still-
up based on
Inflation.
inflation and stuff. It's man hours. There's not. It's not like doing the high school and you're doing the whole building. You're running cables. You can go from point to point to point. It's a building. So, it's just
But yeah, you're
the
right,
hours for
it
that.
Makes sense if you're planning to repurpose it.
Because what will happen is, you late 2 years, you may have a different model card access, not necessarily the same one you put in all the other buildings. Maybe not, I don't know.
Yeah, I've had that problem before. Security systems where they don't talk to each other. You have two different software setups. It's a mess.
And will we be able to make those cards, the swipe cards?
Yes, the camera and everything's
That's the full.
is all included. So we would print. What I've done in the past is you have your Prox card and then you have a label that you print, peel the back, put it on the Prox card. And once you peel that label off, it's not going to re-adhere to another Prox card. So that one is that person's. It'll be their ID badge and it'll be their access into the schools.
But I'm just saying too, like if you have an event on the weekend and you, like, can you give somebody,
Yep.
you can program a card and
Yep.
charge them $50
Just like a room
and when
key.
they bring it back, you're
Yeah,
like, okay.
just like a room key.
Okay.
And then we'll implement a policy that if it's not returned, there is a cost to replace that card. We were at Wilson, it was $25, and I can tell you, we had people return every card because they didn't want to pay the $25.
Right.
If you didn't charge them,
They'd
never
get
got 'em
them every
back.
week, right. Yeah.
so. But yeah, that is everything. It's I think it was 500 cards, the printer, labels, the whole 9 yards, setup, training, everything.
The first 500 cards?
Yeah.
How many staff do we have then? So does that take away the first 500 cards, just getting everybody their first badge?
It,
Like, pretty
it
much.
will be close.
Okay. Isn't it 380 teachers?
Or 250?
Plus coaches.
Plus
and
coaches and
Aides
administrators.
and all, guidance counselor, secretaries, superintendent. What do they want to add?
Sure. I could get cloned.
Do we get keys then?
You could.
I don't want a key. I don't want a key.
No?
All right, anybody else have anything you want to talk about? I didn't know did you invite GCA for anything specific?
No,
or
like I
just
said,
to-
here at the facilities meeting, get briefed on what's going on.
Okay.
and So you're in the loop.
Okay. Do you guys have anything you want to say, ask, tell us? No? Okay.
Well, first of all, just real quick, my name is George Johnson, Regional Manager with GCA, Philly and surrounding areas. And we're ecstatic and really looking forward to having an opportunity to work with you guys and work with your community and your fabric, an extension of what you guys do. So, having said that, can't wait to get started. If we're blessed by everybody, look forward to it.
You ready to answer some questions tonight? Because there's,
Gonna be a lot.
I mean, and really, when you look at what people do is go on the internet and they look at, you've been eliminated from working in this state. This incident happened in this state. So there was a lot of, information that came our way from, digging up dirt from every other place, but not here.
So that brings up a good point. How do we answer that wage question then?
The wage question.
They're going to ask about wages.